Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I'm so happy to be here with all of you on Sunday or Monday, whatever your time zone is. But thank you for being here. So we'll just jump in and get started without further ado. Um, Let me see. Hi, Grace. Hi, PJ. Hi, everyone. Hi, the Queen of Moons. Okay, I think the first question. Okay, the first question is from Grace Rudenko, and your question, Grace, is if you'll be meeting a love interest anytime soon. So let's see what the cards have to say. Sorry, this table is not sturdy. We step on one side. Does this work? Let me light some incense. Okay, dear Heavenly Father, angels, the universe, and all the good invisible forces, our ancestors and Grace's ancestors, please give me the answers for a question. And God and the angels, just give me the answers for all readings. May the people asking have the answers that are clear and concise. Tell them what they should know, even if it's not what they want to know. They came here for clarity. Okay, so let's see if Grace is going to meet a love interest anytime soon. Um, I think we should be more specific with the cards in the universe. I've learned that you just have to really ask for what you want. So let's see if soon will be by the end of this year. So we have like 6 months left at this point, or close to 6 months left. So will Grace meet a love interest within the next 6 months? Will Grace meet a love interest within the next 6 months? Will Grace meet a love interest within the next 6 months? Grace, I'm hearing and feeling yes, but I'm also not sure if it's the type of person you might be wanting to see yourself with long term. But let's see. Will Grace meet a love interest within the next 6 months? There's someone coming with a chariot at the bottom of the deck. There's someone coming. If this person is not here yet, but they're on their way. It's like an arrival. There's someone coming for sure. But with it being at the bottom of the deck, it means it's still to come, like in the near future. Not in the far future, but in the distant future. Um, See at the top we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I think what's going to happen before you meet this one is you're going to get out of this feeling of feeling like the universe left you out or God overlooked you. You're going to get out of this feeling of feeling alone or feeling like you've come up short in some sort of way. Mostly feeling like alone and left out in the cold or isolated. You're going to kind of defeat that feeling before the new person arrives. Maybe you feel that way now. Maybe you're getting out of starting to feel this way. But one of the signs that your person is getting closer to you, or maybe one of the signs that you need to know you're attracting this person, is not feeling like you're left out in the cold. Because if we were to reverse this card, you'll see that there is shelter. There's a church right there with the lights on, warmth inside. They have some charity to give. They have Five Pentacles. They have something to give. But the people on the outside are not like either acknowledging the help or maybe they're not seeing the help or accepting the help. So in reverse, it's like you're starting to like come out of that mindset, like a lack mindset when it comes to your love life. But let's see what else the tarot says. I think whatever you want, Grace, I think you should write it down and say prayers about it. Like if you want to pray about it maybe every week or every month, but be very specific with the universe about what it is that you want. I wouldn't say go into looks that much because you never know what the person might look like, but you want to get into like their heart space. What is it about them that you want, and also who would you be to this person, and what kind of life do you see yourself having together? Um, so that's great. Okay, I see the Tower, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. So, Grace, it looks like with the Tower, I guess maybe something explosive or chaotic happened. And it looks like with the Six of Swords, you're moving away from that chaotic, toxic breakdown of a situation. And this was something that had to break down because I guess maybe you or the other person were not willing to accept like the red flags and the warning signs from the universe. And sometimes when we don't listen to the universe, they rip things away. And when the universe rips something away, it can feel like this, for sure. It can definitely feel like the Tower, absolutely. But the Six of Swords is saying you're moving into more emotionally calm waters. But you're also not there yet. You're also not there yet. So to answer your question about meeting this person, it's going to take a little bit more time. Maybe within 6 months, you'll be in a better place to meet the person. Not saying that you'll meet the person in that time, but you'll be in a better position to attract the person you're looking for based on the fact that you'll just be in a better vibration. Yeah. With the Eight of Pentacles, this is right now your main focus, and this is not for me. I tapped into God, the angels, the universe, and your ancestors, and your higher self, Grace. Right now, they want you to invest in building yourself back up, whether that's emotionally, financially, energetically. The Pentacles can represent finances for sure, but they also can represent like our energy, our precious resource that we don't have to waste, our energy. But right now, they want you to focus and doing the work. And maybe you are doing it because the Eight of Pentacles is like, this is happening. But continuing to do the work of building yourself back up. Again, whether that's financially, emotionally, or maybe in all of those areas. Right now, you got to be a little selfish, and it's all about you and what you want to see in this chapter of your life. And a lot of that doesn't come from the people we meet. It comes from what kind of life do we want to create? And that's what they're asking you to focus on. So maybe in addition to asking for this person in your writings, you can also ask for the type of life you want to create for yourself. Maybe you want this chapter to be more peaceful. Maybe you want this chapter to be, to have a good companion that you can enjoy the rest of your life with. I'm just like putting examples out there, but in your heart, Grace, what you want for yourself. And that's pretty much what the cards are asking you to do. So focus on what you want for yourself in this next chapter, and how are you going to show up as a person who is living these things. It's not really about showing up as a person who wants these things, but what are the things you're doing now that show that you want to live that life? Like if you want this chapter to be more peaceful, are you going out and arguing with people and fighting about every little thing? Or are you saying, you know what, let the universe handle that. I'm gonna continue on having a great day. Are you choosing peace? So that's kind of how they want you to kind of romanticize your everyday by living every single day the way you want your life to look. And that's kind of the work you're putting in now. And if there's like a financial reservoir you need to build, keep building that as well. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you're finalizing custody and you're hoping to buy a home. I think I do remember all of this from Thursday. So yeah, let that be the focus right now, because you do need to pour a lot into yourself. All right, I'm gonna go to the next question, Grace. Let's see who's next. Gotta go scroll back at the top. So we answered Grace's question. Let's go to Queen of Moons. Will my doctor's appointment go the way I want? Which I'm hoping is positive. Positive news for you. So let's see. Pendulum play the cards. Almighty, please cleanse and clear the cards from the last reading for the next question. Okay. Will the Queen of Moon's doctor's appointment go the way go the way she wants? I don't know why that almost flew out. Will the Queen of Wands? You know what that tells me? When the cards like almost exploded, but I caught it. Maybe it's something you caught on time before it before it blew up, or blows up, or becomes more chronic, or spreads more, or gets worse. So maybe it's something you're gonna find out that you caught like right on time. Because it could have been worse or could have gotten worse, but it was like contained because I caught everything. Okay, let's see. The Queen of Moons. Will the Queen of Moons medical appointment go as expected? Oh, will there be good news? The World. Okay, so it's gonna be very thorough. They're gonna check everything. It's gonna be a complete and thorough evaluation or appointment. And as you can see with the World, oh God, let me cover it up a little bit, because once you show nudity, they automatically put your videos in the like kids are not allowed to watch section, which means a lot of people won't see it. Not saying children need to watch this, they don't, but then it goes into a bucket where it doesn't get pushed out. But pretty much with the World card, it's the card of completion. And like as you can see, by knowing it's complete, you see the circle around the person in the middle, who is this like free spirit. Let's just put it that way. And what it's saying here is that again, like whatever it is, it's contained. It's contained, and you're gonna get some news about that. And the news does look positive. The news does look positive. All right, let's see what else came out here. Yeah, I see at the top of the deck with the Knight of Cups, there is good news on the way. Thank God for that. And at the bottom with the Queen of Pentacles, you really have to make the investment in nurturing and pouring into yourself. And what that investment could look like is maybe you need spa treatments, maybe you need acupuncture, maybe you need to just go sit in the sauna, maybe you need to go to a hot spring somewhere and relax. Maybe you need to make sure your environment in and of itself is not toxic, not stressful, not peaceful, that it is peaceful and abundant in the way you need it for your own peace of mind, for your energy. And if there's people who are bringing nonsense into your environment, they gotta go. They gotta go, the Queen of Moons. They gotta go, because your health, your wellness, your peace of mind is invaluable. There's nothing that is worth it when it comes to compromising those things. So you might need a little bit of investment in your care moving forward, or maybe there's some ongoing support the doctor would like for you to do. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it to do whatever the doctor says. And if there's things you want to do for your own well-being, like I said, like getting acupuncture, maybe getting a spa treatment, like a massage, going to a hot spring, like all of those investments will just be better for your health and for your abundance when it comes to. And when I say abundance, I'm not talking about like material riches in terms of money. I'm talking about an abundance of lifelong health, because you could be in a healthy position for a long time to come. That I do see with the Queen of Pentacles and with the World. It doesn't have to be temporary. It could be long lasting. You may say birth control, but you don't know because of your exams. Your other problems, the stress. Yeah, I do see that, because I do get a connection, or I'm feeling and seeing a connection into your nervous system. That's why you have to do things to de-stress. You really have to like take self-care seriously. Self-care is not something that we pencil in. It's not something we do sometimes. It's essential to. It should be a lifestyle. I go to yoga. I get acupuncture. And I know a lot of this sounds like privileges, but guess what? So what? So what? Your health is a privilege. Absolutely. So you need to do things, spending time in nature, because it looks like you like that. It looks like you would like to spend time in nature. I don't know if you have like an earth sign, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, but something very prominent in an earth sign. So even connecting with nature. Okay, fine. You can't afford to go to a hot spring that should be free anyway because it belongs to the earth. Maybe you could go to the beach and sit by the water. There's a lot of ways we can replenish ourselves. Or your Capricorn rising, see? All right. From what I see here, it's like the universe wants to give you a gift. I don't know what this gift is. It looks very precious, though. Maybe it's a gift of health and peace of mind. And then you said you're studying. Maybe there's some future opportunities or some near future opportunities connected to this, whatever it is you're studying in the exams, and you're gonna have it. You're gonna definitely have it. That's 100%. And then with the temperance, you have to do things. Your first advice from universe or your angels or whatever you believe in, your guardian angels, your ancestors, do things one step at a time. Maybe you make a list of everything that's a priority right now, and then reorder those things as priorities. But just remember that I think as humans, especially in this like corporate world, this crazy, insane vampire world we live in that just drains us constantly, we have to remember that rest and play and joy are all things that we need. Human connection, we need that. Rest, we need that. Play and joy, we need that. We need those things to feel complete. And I do think that a lot of times we kind of look at like working hard and stressing ourselves out as a badge of honor. It's not a flex. It really is not a flex. The real flex, yeah, we have to work hard, but the real flex is also in enjoying the lives that we're creating for ourselves. But I am seeing a collective theme here about creating the life that we want. So that's pretty awesome. So I hope that answers your question, the Queen of Moons. Maybe a baby. Maybe it is a baby. But if you're talking about going on birth control, I'm not sure, but it could be because these are very maternal cards. So if you're not pregnant right now, it is in your timeline. It is in your destiny to become a mother because the Queen of Pentacles is the mother. She could be nurturing her pregnancy with the one pentacle she has, and this Ace of Pentacles could be like the baby that is materializing, and maybe you'll get news about that. Yeah. So if you're going for a pregnancy test, this does look very positive. If that is the case, but if pregnancy is not something you want right now, it definitely is in your destiny, and maybe when you're ready, you can look into exploring becoming a mother. Okay, let's see who has the next question. The Queen of Moons, Robin. Robin 5/11/11. Will I go to London before August 2026? If possible, can I get a month card and a normal card from the Tea Leaf Oracle deck? Okay. Let me get my Tea Leaf Oracle deck, but the way I do it, I don't pull months and if the month comes out, great. But I don't separate my deck to pull out months. But maybe I should do that. That might be great. That might be actually really good feedback. Maybe I should do that when people have timeline questions. So I'll go get my I thought about bringing it, but I changed my mind. I'll get my Tea Leaf deck to answer your question. 1 second, Robin. Got it. Well, first let's use the tarot to see if you'll be traveling anytime soon. That we don't necessarily need the tea leaf for. And then we'll go to the tea leaves to see what other messages come out around your original question. All right, let's cleanse and clear the deck from the last question. So the energy is fresh and new, and the information comes in clear for Robin's question. Okay. Will Robin be traveling to London soon? Will Robin be traveling to London before August? Will Robin travel to London before August? Will Robin travel to London before August? I don't know, Robin. I'm hearing like, what have you prepared? What have you planned? If this is something you want to happen before August, like what steps have you took? Did you start looking at flights? Did you start looking at a place to stay? Is what I'm like hearing. Like, what planning have you executed? You want this to happen before a certain timeline. It's like the power is yours. What steps did you take to make this plan a reality? But let's see what the cards say. Will Robin travel to London before August? Will Robin travel to London before? I do see some like indecisiveness and indecisiveness and hesitation on your part, but it looks like it's in reverse. So maybe there was some like being on the fence about this, but you're starting to become more clear because I think you know what it is you really want, and what you really want is to go. So I don't think you're like in that indecisive phase anymore. I try to like look at the comments sometimes. um I think going would be great for you just because I get it looks like a solo adventure. Maybe it's a solo trip. Maybe it's your first trip or your first time going solo, or maybe your first time going this far away on your own. But it's going to be full of very positive surprises, great experiences. You're going to be curious about a lot of things, and because of that, you're going to learn a lot as well. But I do see it's going to be a great trip the second you decide to plan for it and go. But let's see. Will Robin go to London before August? Now, Robin, I'm not sure if this has to do with any type of. I think it's two things happening here. I don't know if you have family who's kind of guarded against you going, so maybe that's a part of your concern. I don't know if it's your parents or like older people in your family who are just like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" You know how some people can like, we have a plan, we have a thing that we want to do, and then there's people out there who are like, make us second guess ourselves and question like, is this what we really want to do? That could be it. Or maybe you're waiting on some sort of like excuse me, I don't know if you're waiting on some sort of legal paperwork, maybe from your government so you can travel, something like that. I don't know if you need a visa to go to London, coming from wherever you're coming from, but excuse me, I do see like a delay in here, but it's not a bad delay. I think it's just a matter of something being processed. So you're waiting, like you're determined. This is a person who is determined, like against all odds, this is what I want to do. And that person is you. But the odds don't look like extreme obstacles, like a tower or the devil or, you know, the swords. I don't see that. But I do see like a waiting period. A waiting period. And in terms of numbers, this could be anything from 9 days to 9 weeks to 9 months. So travel, definitely on the table for you. Will it happen by August? I think it depends on this timeline of something being processed. If it can get processed in the next 9 weeks from today, you most likely will be traveling by August. But if it takes a bit longer, which could happen, yeah, you need a visa. So whatever the processing time is, it is what it's going to take. So maybe you, I don't know. I think most visas, when I went to Brazil, we need a visa from the US to go there. And when I got my visa, I had already bought my plane ticket, everything, but I just had good faith that everything would work out, and it did. But when I got my visa, I think I had to have my plane tickets in advance as a part of getting my visa. So yeah, I think it's just a processing time. It's a processing time. So find out what it is that you need for your visa. If you can if you book your flight after you get your visa, that'll be ideal because I do see a delay, but I don't want you to miss your timeline. And I do see the government officials. I do see the government officials working out this visa situation. That's why I'm like, it's like someone and people in authority. And I think there's one country that's stricter than the other country. I think your country will be okay with you going, and I think going to England, they'll have a lot of like questions about your stay. They're going to be a little bit more strict, but it doesn't mean that the answer is no. I don't see no. I just see like something has to be processed to make this possible for you. Yeah, so you're gonna go with the chariot coming out here. You are gonna go. You are gonna go. But if it's a visa situation and your goal is to get to London by August, I would say work on that now. Start working on that now. And I understand what you said in the comments, like oh no, don't give up on your dreams. This is a person that has tenacity, and not only tenacity. This is someone who has the audacity to make sure that they get what they want. You are a determined person. Do not give up on your dreams. Yes, Leos are headstrong in that way. Okay, so you feel Saturn energy from the UK structure and all. Yeah, they just want to make sure everything is by the legal authority and by the books. Yeah, that's pretty much their thing. But with the chariot here, yes, you're gonna go. It's something that's a part of your destiny, and the angels and the beings are gonna help open this door for you. The celestial beings are gonna open this door for you to be able to travel and go there. And maybe you'll have another option of somewhere to travel, somewhere else you can go. But for now, it's really up to you where you want the chariot to go. But if you want to go to London, go there. But with the chariot, that's a card of movement and travel. Definitely, this is something that's happening for you. And it's going to be like a major part of your life. So start now. I know sometimes money doesn't grow on trees, as they say. But sometimes when we start a process, we get really motivated. We'll probably put in extra hours. We might get a extra job, even if it's temporary. Look, your employer doesn't need to know that it's temporary. But look, if it's temporary and it can help you meet your goals, then fine. Knowing how much things cost and creating an actual budget, like all of those steps matter. But let's see what the tea leaf says. I know you wanted that. It's Saturn energy, but not in the sense of like this is not going to happen. This is Saturn energy, and like let's make sure everything's on the up and up. Let's take time processing this. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Aw, I see love here for you. I don't know why that came out. Love came out in the tea leaves. Something else flew out for you. Hold on. Let me grab that. The axe came out. Let's see what the axe is. The axe, forces working against you, like you said. And it's also like another blade. Like we saw the Queen of Swords in your tarot. It's another blade. I wouldn't say the force is working against you, but they're definitely going to be going through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And, a lot of countries right now are starting to fine-tune their immigration policies and be very strict about who comes in. Funny you asked about time from the tea leaf because I do see October. So maybe it's a thing of like planning more, saving more, and by the time the whole legal process goes through, I do see the fall season. I do see the month October. That came out. But you pray on this. I don't know if you believe in prayer, Robin. You pray on this because it's like sometimes you get sometimes your file just goes to like the most difficult person. So you pray on it. You read the Psalms 23 and you ask God, your angels, the universe to let your file go to someone who will shine grace on your situation. And if it's in the hands of someone who is kind of like the Pharaoh, they won't let the people go, that your file be transferred to someone else. And you keep following up also. It could even be someone in the visa office in your country that is like not easy to deal with. You have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. I guess because you really want to go and you're not really getting the traction that you want, but it will happen. And I know what the love is. Oh shoot! I don't know why I dropped that. Sorry, Grace. Grace, you need some prayer on the situation. And honestly, one other thing, Grace, I just heard in my ear: stop telling people your plans. Stop telling people your plans because it's like maybe they don't mean to like throw evil eyes towards your plans, but people do that. You know, when good things are happening for others, sometimes it's human nature. We start to compare ourselves. Like, why isn't that happening for me? Or maybe not that same exact thing. Maybe their dream isn't to go to London, but whatever their dream is, you know, you get that comparison energy, and that's not good. Like, because I'm feeling like it's interference of like people just knowing too much about your plans. Keep your plans to yourself. But I do see love here, you know, and it's the love from God, the universe, your angelic being. They're gonna spread some love on this situation, so everything happens the way it should. Let me get one more tea leaf for you. Oh, I also see February. Wow. Okay. Okay. I get it now. So October, things could finalize to where you can go, but the cards are saying in February of 2027, you'll have like there's so much traction. You have so much traction, and you get to go in a way where you don't have to worry about your money as much. Like maybe right now things aren't that stable. Like you can go sooner than later, but you're not gonna have that sense of stability. You're gonna probably have to do a lot of penny pinching. Can't go here, can't do this, can't do that. But I do see if you were to give this the time, and not only the paperwork, but give yourself the time, like a little bit more breathing space by next year, early next year, you're gonna go with like the breath of ease. I don't know if you see the February card, like she's blowing the air, like blowing the air out easily. It's like you're gonna be pushed, but it's gonna be like I don't know, just like real simple. Like I don't know if you've ever been on a swing. It's just so much easier when someone's pushing you than when you're pushing yourself. Like you're gonna get that push from the universe. That wind is gonna just take you on this adventure. So yeah, you could make it happen sooner than later. It's gonna happen with the chariot that travels a part of your destiny. Um, but if we wait a little longer and plan a little better and save a little more, it could be much more of a rewarding experience than you initially thought. Yeah, and with the chair filled, it says someone new is entering your life, which is great. And also, Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming, and we saw that also with the Chariot. Um, yeah, so I do think with these cards, expect the best for your trip. Maybe give yourself a little bit more breathing room to plan. Um, Sometimes the question isn't like, is this going to happen for me by this time? Divine timing is always at play in everything in our lives. Sometimes the question is this thing going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen, but it may not be in the timeline that you're thinking. And guess what? We create our everyday reality. So yeah, things could happen the way you can force for things to happen, but sometimes it's not like the most ideal than if you were to wait. If you were to just wait on divine timing. So give yourself a little bit more breathing room. There's really no difference between look, the year's almost over. If you gotta wait a couple bit more months to have a more stable trip and experience and a better experience, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And just remember, everyone, that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Our timelines can change. You can wake up tomorrow and decide I want to do nothing for the rest of my life, and that changes everything. So you always have the power. You always have the power. But when you work with universe, when you're working with God and the angels, then it becomes a matter of how can we make this the best for you, and that's when divine timing comes into play. But we always have the free will to make things look like how we want it to be. Okay, Robin, I hope that answers your question. I'm going to go to the next question, which I think might be PJ, but let me just double check. I don't want to skip anyone. Yep, the next question is from PJ. And the question is, why is Richard being touchy with me randomly? Does he want to be in a relationship with me romantically? Let's see. Why is Richard being touchy with PJ? Does Richard want to be in a relationship with PJ? Let's take this question in one part. Why is Richard being touchy with PJ? What are the underlying feelings or reasons for that behavior? What is the underlying reason or feelings why Richard is being touchy with PJ? With the Eight of Swords in reverse, a part of it could be a boundaries issue. I don't know if you're setting boundaries with this person, but I think they see that there's no boundary there, so maybe they're testing out the waters. If you are uncertain or you are uncomfortable or you want to, like, you can put a stop to this. It's really up to you where this goes. But it looks like this person is kind of testing out the waters because of they don't sense a boundary. Not saying you don't have boundaries, but they're not sensing you putting up a no, not today. They're not getting that pause, stop. What are you doing? So they're being testy. They're testing out how far they can go. But let's see what else is there. I do not see any romantic feelings just based on the first three cards, which you have the Six of Swords. Next came the Queen of Pentacles, and then also the Ace of Pentacles. I do not see romance here. I actually see someone who might be a little bit emotionally distant. You know, I don't know if that's you or Richard. I'm guessing it's Richard, who is a little bit more emotionally distant. Um, yeah, I do see that. I do also see for you that maybe you've also come out of some emotionally trying situation. And maybe right now you don't have a lot to give in terms of like, you don't have a lot to give of yourself to situations that are a waste of time and a waste of energy. So so the cards are telling you to focus on yourself, focus on your well-being. If you have a child, focus on your child, and you, and then you'll see what the universe has in store for you. Because this is like more than one opportunity coming your way. The road is open for you to attract a lot of things. Um, and even though this is a good card, it's not a bad card, but it's not a good card either. Because it's like it's like you're coming out of hell and seeking more peace. So I think when it comes to emotional distance, I think it's on both ends. This is someone who's not really emotionally attached. They're kind of like cold in a sense, not the warmest person. And then you yourself seem to have moved away from something pretty hostile or pretty toxic or pretty unsafe. And you're going into like more safer waters. But you're also guarded because of the experience that you had. So, you know, right now you kind of have to take care of yourself because you don't have it to give. You don't really have it to give as an emotional, like, you can't waste any emotional investments right now because you don't have it to give. You know, it's like trying to invest in the stock market and you don't have any money to play the games. So that's you right now. A little bit depleted in terms of what you have to give. And also with the Six of Swords, it's like, look at everything with logic. Look at everything with logic. If someone has true interest in you, they will show you by, like the cards are saying here, they will court you. They will invite you out. They will show more interest in touching. They will ask you questions getting to know you. Maybe they'll invite you to go somewhere to talk or to be on a date to get to know one another. Like, use your wisdom, use your intelligence, use your intuition. We know what it's like when someone's genuinely into us. So it's like your mind is telling you all of that, but don't ignore it. You know, we know what it's like when someone shows genuine love and interest and care and concern. And if you're not seeing that, that's okay. You just focus on yourself, you focus on your child, you focus on what it is that's important to you, and including you. I mean, he might be sweet and not creepy, but he's also not. I don't see any romantic availability, you know. And the cards are telling me, and your energy is telling me that you know when someone's genuinely interested in like commitment with you or seeing where things could go, and you're not really getting that from him. So like, don't put your heart in a place to, you know, your energy is very, like the cards are saying here, you and your energy is very precious. Don't waste your precious energy. If you know for a fact, if you know what you know, don't waste your precious energy. All right, let's see what else we have. Moving on to the next question. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're working on your inflammation. And again, Grace, the best thing you can do is rest. Rest, you know, get your medical checkups, your routine checkups, follow the doctor's orders, drink your ginger. But definitely, you need rest. I saw that. Let's see. We did Queen of Moons. Khalil. Is it Khalil? Am I saying that right? Or Khalili? Maybe it's Khalili. Um. Oh, okay, you want to ask for a general? Okay, you can ask a specific question, or you can ask for a general reading. Um, yes, you just put your question in the chat, or if you want it in general, you can just say that. I do think. Hi Elaine. I do think. Hi Amiel. If you're still there, Kalili, just clarify if you have a question. If you do, write your question, or if you just want something in general, I can pull some tea leaves for you, for that, and maybe an Angel of Abundance card. But I'm gonna go to the next person so you can kind of clarify more of what you want. I see Elaine. Hello, but I don't know if I see your question, Elaine. Elaine says hello again. Um, yeah, Dean, you can ask a question. I haven't closed questions yet, so if you have any questions, anyone, please put them in the chat. Elaine, I don't see your question. Maybe you changed your mind, and that's fine. But we're gonna move on to the next person. Hi, Amiel. Thank you for subscribing. Let's see what your question is, Amiel. Amiel, I also don't see your question either. Oh no, here it is. Is there a genuine potential for me and my ex, Malia, to reconnect in a healthy way in the future? Rebuild trust from the beginning as friends, and eventually have a stable relationship again. All right, so you want to know if reconciling with your ex is possible. Ooh, that flew out. Oh boy. Initially it says yes, but it's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna be like a slow build. You know what they call a slow burn? This is gonna be a slow build. Yes, it is possible, but it's gonna happen very, very, very slowly. Um, this is the card of like family and legacy. It is possible. I do think maybe you do see this person as being the one for you in the future in terms of the person you want to be with, the person you want to grow a family with. These are your desires. I'll say that. Is reconciliation possible? It is possible, but it's going to be very slow. Very slow. Why? Because of these things. Like, I guess there was a lot of toxic behaviors that have to change. And with the devil in reverse, they can be changed, but these are behaviors that's going to take time. Just like we're like seeing the change in the other person seeing the change in you. It's going to take time. This is not a light energy. This is not light energy. It's pretty heavy energy. So if there were addictions, if there were maybe someone being materialistic, maybe an over dependence on someone else. What do they call that again? Being too codependent on the other, too dependent on someone else. Whatever it is, it's going to take time. It's going to take a long time. Um, as you can see here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, it's going to take a really long time for each individual to get rid of these behaviors or shed them, and also to prove to themselves and to the other that things will be handled differently. You know, maybe your question comes from feeling like you're outside of the house in a sense, like down and out, um, like put out of the other person's life, like you don't have the access to get in. And I think maybe that's where the question is coming from, that sense of like loneliness, but it's really like isolation, feeling shut out completely by this person. And sometimes, as hard as that might be, it's okay that it's like that because people have work to do. People want to shed this big, ugly, heavy energy that they have. And sometimes that's work that we can only do alone. So I think what's going to be a challenge in this reconciliation is proving that I'm not doing this from a place of feeling shut out or isolated or lonely. This is coming from a place of true change, actual results. Things that I can show you are different this time. The things that I can prove to you will be different this time. And that trust is going to take a long time to develop. You know, when we think about what trust is, it's repeated instances of following through. That's what reliability is. That's what trust is about. And that just takes a long time. So it's really up to you, if that's the work you're willing to put in to do it. And if the other person's also willing to put in that work and put in that time, then it could be the answer is not no. So definitely a possibility. You know, this card is not this card is not like a definite yes, but it's a strong possibility depending on the work that people are trying to put in. And things will have to be different. Things will have to 100% be different. But how do you know they're going to be different? By following through consistently each and every time. And we're not perfect, but where we make mistakes, where we have shortcomings, we deal with them different in our newer selves than how we would deal with them in our past selves. You know, so the cards are saying there's going to be a lot of internal individual work that has to happen to bring people back together. And sometimes, or a lot of times, you have to be accepting of the distance and the space required for these changes to happen. So that is what I have for you. Okay, JV. Let me just see. I want to make sure I'm not skipping you or anyone else. Okay, I do. Okay, I did answer Amiel's question. PJ had another question before you, so I'll get to that question now. PJ's other question is there anything positive? Is there something positive coming from your current job? Is there something positive coming from PJ's current job? This question is for PJ. Is there something positive coming from PJ's current job? Let's see. Ooh. I don't know why I see drama and like conflict. I do see a new opportunity coming. I do see a new opportunity. I don't know if this is, I think this might be something like brand new, but it's not here yet. So maybe you're not aware of it, or maybe you can start looking for it. But I do see like a door opening to a brand new path. Maybe you got a lot of like chaos at work. Just like it just looks dramatic to me. People attacking others, people doing things impulsively. Yeah, I see like a lot of impulsivity, a lot of premature attacks. This is just a chaotic situation, it seems. But let me see what else the cards say. Okay, so you've been applying. That means something definitely is going to come out to you. And I think with the Ace cards, it might represent like in a new year or in a new month. You're going to see that. But I do think if it doesn't happen for you by like September, October, it'll happen in the start of 2027, like in the first couple months. Wow, these are great for you. I don't know about your current employer, but these are great for you. I see the strength. You have a lot of discipline. You have a lot of like your skill is very good, and you know how to handle maybe some of your toughest clients. I don't know what you do, but you know how to handle tough cases, tough situations, tough clients with care and with dignity and with maybe like care, respect, and dignity. I do see that. I do see you're gonna have what you want, and I don't think this is like it could be a promotion, but I don't think so. I think this is gonna be like a new opportunity that meets your needs better, and maybe it's gonna be more of a leadership role or managerial situation. I do see that. No, you might not have issues with people, but I do see like in my job, I don't have issues with anyone either. But it is an environment where people are catty, aggressive, they talk shit about each other. Like that is the environment. But I'm not a part of the circus, but that is the environment. Like it's just a little toxic. Um and then you have work environments where people are like friends and they go out with each other and they might have like a friendsgiving or Thanksgiving together. Like I don't work in one of those happy go lucky places. The people I work with are, I'll say less. Um but yeah, you're gonna get something that meets your needs a whole lot better and a whole lot more, and to where you can take care of your life the way you want to, and not only like a financial taking care of your life, but maybe more work life balance where you have more time to do other things because you don't have to do as much in your new job that you're doing now. And I do see a position of authority, um, either what you're seeking, and if it's a promotion that you're looking for, then yeah, it's on its way. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next question. Okay, we did PJ's second question. Gabrielle has a question. My husband was unalived last month. Will I get justice? I'm really sorry to hear that, Gabriella. Wow. Let's see what's happening in terms of justice. Wow. Let me light some incense for that. I know I haven't pulled a card yet, Gabriella, but I am seeing in my mind, I am seeing it in my mind, connecting to your energy, that it is a very slow moving process. It's very slow moving. Why? I'm not sure yet, but it just seems to be moving very slow. 1 second, let me turn some lights on. That's a little bit better. It's getting dark here, so um 1 second. I gotta turn another light off. Light looks weird. Yeah, I think this is better. All right, this is a little bit better. Um. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Gabriella. If Gabriella will receive justice for her husband being unalive. Gabriella, we're on your question. Cyan, what? Cyan. You said like, you got skipped. Let me see. Let me go back up. We did Lane. We did Robin. We did Amiel. Robin. PJ had another question. I don't see you being skipped, Cyan. But sometimes YouTube filters out the questions. This happened yesterday, I think, with it might have been Grace, I'm not sure, but let me try to do all messages. I don't see your question, Cyan. Or Cyan. So I wouldn't say you got. Let me see. Cyan was before JV. All right, write your question down again. Dean, yes, you could ask a question. Write your question down again, Cyan. And I'll get to you right after Gabriella. Gabriella, if you're still there. Okay. Will Gabriella get justice for her husband? Will Gabriella get justice for her husband who was unalived? Will Gabriella get justice for her husband? Yes, you will. Wait, with the Ten of Cups, yes, you will. It's going to take some time, but you definitely will. I do see with the Eight of Swords upside down, I'm going to flip it this way. So whoever committed this crime, whoever committed this crime will be punished by law, will be captured, arrested. However, they will be dealt with. They cannot escape it. Because right now, it looks like maybe there's some loopholes, maybe there's certain things in the investigation process that allows this person to get away with certain things. Like, it's kind of like keeps slipping out of their hands, so to speak. But you will get justice, ultimately. Let me just pull a few more cards on this situation. Sorry to hear about that again. Yeah, I do see a positive outcome with the Three of Cups. And not only positive for you, maybe other people like in the community or friends or family, other people are waiting on this good news. And yeah, it will happen. Next card. Right now, you feel like there hasn't been much effort, or the effort that has been put in hasn't been a lot like what it could be. Maybe they could put in more effort into their investigative process or whatever the legal processes are. A part of that might require rallying the troops, and making your voices be heard. Letting people know like you're not going away. This is not going away. It's not going to be one of those cold cases. Speaking to whoever you have to speak to in authority, with legal officials or other elected officials, to keep things going. Wow. I'm really so sorry that happened. But what I am seeing here is like, oh boy. I don't like when this happens, but it happens. I'm doing see a message from beyond the grave, as they say, where your husband, he's really apologetic. He's very, very sorry to you for what happened. His message is that he really enjoyed all of the time that you all did have together, and it's like he's essentially giving you your flowers for everything you've been to him. Um, he wants you to know that. He wants to give you your flowers. And maybe he feels like he didn't show you that enough while he was here, but he definitely is feeling that way now. Oh, Kalili, I think we either we went past you or we answered your question already. Give me 1 second. Yeah, with the full hair, you have to just. I'm sorry, Gabriella, but you have to step on their neck. You have to step on these people's necks to make sure that they're following up and doing what they have to do. Because what happens a lot in the legal system, for example, if they think the person was problematic in society, this happens in the US a lot. Let's say it was a person of color, or let's say it was a person who was less favorable in the eyes of the law. Let's say like a gangbanger. They're not going to really pursue the case of someone who's probably gang involved because of what they were involved in. They kind of have a secret mentality of like, you know what? One less gangbanger in society. They're gone, good. They don't pursue the death of the person. They don't really do the investigations the way they're supposed to. They might do like something really basic and just say, okay, we found no leads. We don't know who did it. Case closed. Like don't let them treat your situation like this. Because maybe there's something about your husband that marginalizes him. Maybe he's seen a certain way in society because of who he is, and they're not going to take the case as seriously as like if it was someone who they think um, has more prestige or more value in society. It's unfortunate, but a lot of times crime is solved based on value. If people have the money to pay officers in certain countries, if people have more value in society, it's really unfortunate. But I do see something along that lines. Like, don't think it's just going to happen. It's something you kind of have to step on their necks about. Okay. Um, and like rally people behind you. Get people behind you because there are people who will support your cause, whether it's friends, family, other groups, maybe anti-violence groups or groups that have been having issues with this specific thing, and um, maybe the local officers' investigative approaches are not that good. Like, get people involved in supporting you with this because you will get the support. Okay. Clearly, I think we answered your question, but let me go back up. Yeah, clearly, I asked you. You said you want a general or brief. You said maybe ask for a general or brief. Or I guess that's what you want. Okay, so let's do that now. I did ask you though to if you had a specific question, but your question is for general or brief. Let's purify these cards to be able to answer clearly's questions or question without picking up energy from the last question or any other readings done today. Okay, let's see clearly. In general for clearly. You know what I'm gonna do for you, clearly? Let's do oracle cards. I think that's better for the in general. We'll do Oracle of Light and maybe a Angel of Abundance. Okay, Oracle of Light. Is there any message you have for Kalili? The in general, well, what should Kalili know? What does his ancestors and his higher self want him to know? Or want Kalili to know? Sorry, Kalili. Kalili, I'm not sure if you're him or not, but what does Kalili's higher self want Kalili to know? Ooh. Okay. Let me shuffle again. All right, so the first thing is Unbound. The first card you receive says Unbound, release soul patterns, contracts, past lives. So you do have some work, some past life work to do. Not saying you have to go back to the past, but in your current life, there's an untangling that has to happen. And that untangling can happen from maybe any like cultural beliefs that are holding you down, maybe even some religious beliefs that might not really have anything to do with your connection to yourself and God, but it's just based in tradition more than it's based in your relationship with God. Whatever that is, that comes from the lineage on down, that's really like tying you up and constricting you, you have to start to work on releasing mostly that mentality. Because it's like a mental energy, thoughts that become beliefs, that becomes action or lack of action. But you have to work on kind of unbounding yourself and setting yourself free in that regard. And then once you do that, it says take the leap. You go first and the universe will catch you. So once you kind of set yourself free from whatever that ancestral or lineage or cultural trait that has been passed down in the timeline from those that came before you to you, it says to take a leap of, I guess, faith into the next thing that you want to do or create for yourself. And don't be afraid to take that step, because it's like once you jump, the safety net is going to already be there. You know, it's like the universe and your higher self is just waiting for you in this physical 3D world to take that next step. So that's from the Angel of Light. I also see here dance. It says dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So again, these old patterns, they're not working. They gotta go. But let's do one more from the Angel of Abundance, and let's see what comes out for you. And then we'll wrap up here in general. Okay. Angels of Abundance. Is there anything for Kalili that you would like for them to know? Is there anything for Kalili that you would like for... Ooh! It's just popped out. Literally, it popped out. I'm not making this up. And it says, let go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. So instead of putting yourself down and holding on to guilt that not even God in the universe is counting against you, let go of that guilt. Allow yourself to rise and shine. It kind of goes back to the cards you got from your from the Oracle of Light. Unbound yourself, untangle yourself, free yourself from that. Let yourself be free from that. God is not counting sins against you the way you're counting them against yourself. God loves you, as these cards are confirming. So let go of any past mistakes, any past regrets. Maybe I should have done this or I didn't do that. Let it go. You can always start today. If you can't start today, you can always start tomorrow. God's willing, you still have life. And that'll be the end of your in general. I'm going to move on to the next person. I'm also going to, at this time, close the chat for questions. So please give me a second to do that. Our last question is Lisa. JV, I'll take that because I know I have to answer your questions anyway. All right. Sam, we're going to you now. Kalili was ahead of you, and we did Kalili's question, so now we're going to you, Cyan. Cyan, can you type your question again right now? It'll just be easier. I don't know why I'm not seeing it in the list. Yeah, I'm not seeing a question in the list above. So technically, you weren't skipped because you were after, I guess, after Kalili and before JV. Okay. What's next for you professionally? Career reading. Okay. And I'll do a abundance, angel abundance card for you too. But let's look at the tarot. Let's cleanse and purify this deck. And any other questions? Okay. For Thyam or Seon, let's see. What is next in profession? What is next in career? For Seon, what is next in career for Seon? What is next in career? I do see a change coming. This is a destined change with the Wheel of Fortune. And it looks like it's going to be a change for the better. Because it looks like with the Ten of Swords in reverse, there was a pretty low point or a very rough ending to something. But you are going to reemerge from that with the Wheel of Fortune. So if we look at the wheel, it's a wheel. The wheel goes up and the wheel goes down. It was at the low point, and now the wheel's starting to turn again to be in your favor. But one thing we have to remember, when the wheel is down, doesn't mean that our luck is against us or something out there is against us. What it means when the wheel is low is that we need to make adjustments, we need to make preparations, or we might just need to rest. And then, because when the wheel starts gaining traction to go up again, we're going to be busy, we're not going to have time, we have new things to deal with, all good things. But sometimes when the wheel is low, it's like, let's get ready, let's prepare, let's rest, let's get our minds in the right place, let's get our health together. Because when the wheel goes back up, it's going to be a busy time for us. But I do see you coming out of like something not good at all, rather defeating, maybe for something very defeating, into something much better. But let's see what else is there. Maybe you're going to have some options. Maybe you're going to have to decide what you want. Maybe you're going to have to decide what you want. And helping you make that decision, the cards are saying, choose what honors your values, choose what honors your intellect, and choose what honors your boundaries. So if you know you do not want to work nights or weekends, do not choose something where you have to work nights or weekends. You have to honor yourself first. And then based on what you want your life to look like, that is what you choose. Because it looks like you might have an option. Maybe you're going to stay or leave somewhere, or maybe you're going to have an option between two different things, and you're trying to decide where to go. Make the best decision for yourself. And sometimes the best decision for yourself is not the one with the most money. Sometimes the best decision for yourself is the one that just fits your life the best. If you want to play pickleball on the weekends, you have time to do that. If you want to be home in the evening to make dinner and be with your family, you can do that. So it's more like a quality of life question when it comes to choosing the next thing. And I don't know, my spirit is telling me to say this. All readings are for entertainment purposes only. Only you can make the decisions you want in your life. And tarot could be like a tool that gives us ideas and guidance, but only you can make the decisions that you want to make for your life. The best is the one that combines money with fulfillment. You got that? You got that right. Let's see what else is here. And then we'll go to the Angels of Abundance and then move on to the next question. Okay. I don't know why I keep saying like something happened, like something boom happened. But whatever it is, you survived it. And I know whatever it was may not have been nice, but it looked like it was meant to be. Like it had to happen. I don't know why though. But the universe is there. Like it had to happen. So yeah, it's saying like as you are on this search, do not put yourself back in the same situation. Do not be too self-sacrificing for a job, because you can be the best employee, the hardest worker, and never took a day off. And when they're ready to make cuts and throw people out, they don't care if you're the first to go or not. You know, the things that should be valued in this world, unfortunately, are not. You know, so don't be too self-sacrificing in your next job. You know, if you want to take a mental health day, take that mental health day. You know, if your child has a graduation ceremony, go to the graduation ceremony. You know, because what I also see here is that when you get older and you're reaching like the end of life, which looks like you're gonna have a pretty long life, but as you get older, you're gonna look back at your time and you're gonna say, "Wow." You're not gonna say, "Oh my gosh, I should have answered one more email." You're gonna say, "Wow, I should have really like went skiing. I should have really started that YouTube channel." You know, you're gonna look back at all that you've probably missed out on because of work. You're not gonna look at how much more work you could have done, but you're gonna look at what it took away from your life and where you could have probably enjoyed your life more. And you're gonna look back on the past when you get older. So I'm just telling you that now. Your work-life balance means the most. And sometimes the riches is life. The riches in life are the things that we can't replace, like beautiful memories, time with other people. Uh, you know, abundance is not just money. But let's see what the angels of abundance have to say to you. Okay, angels of abundance. Is there any message you have for Sayan? Close this. Angels of abundance. Is there any message you have for Sayan? Angels of abundance. Is there any message you have for Sayan? Oh, you know what just came out in my mind, Sayan? With that hermit card. I know. No, can I answer that right now? Where's my other phone? 1 second, friends. I'm so sorry. Hello? I'm in the middle of a live stream, but what's going on? Okay, bye. Sorry about that. Where was I, Sayan? With the Hermit card that came out for you, it's not only about reflecting on your past years when you get older, it's also about meditating. You have to do some internal meditation. It's like the moth comes to the flame type energy and attract what you want. You may attract something where over time, maybe not right away, but maybe over time you get the work-life balance and the money. So if that's important to you, begin like doing like, you know, your meditation, your visualizations, your law of attraction exercises. So let's go to the angels of abundance. Any message you have for Sayan? This came out. Sayan, moonlighting. Maybe you're going to be your own boss one day. Moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay your bills. Soon, your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Moonlighting. Maybe you want to be your own boss, Sayan. That'll be awesome. I don't know why it's not showing, but there. Moonlighting. Let me see if there's one more for you. Any other messages you have for Sayan? Angels of Abundance? Oh, yep. I'm going to take this one because I saw it pop out. Savings. Savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus on your life purpose. I kind of said that already. I mean, I didn't bring up the word savings, but I kind of did address the fact that life purpose is very important. So if you want to have the life and the money, whatever it is you have in terms of starting a business, start that business and pay yourself first. Like one thing I do when I get my my paychecks, I don't even see the money. I just have $200 get deducted and sent to another account, another bank account. I pay myself first. I worked hard for that money. So before it goes to all of these bills, before all of my money disappears, I kind of pay myself first. So do that, and then it looks like you have some idea for a business. And the cards are saying you can actually start that business. Think about what you can do, like small scale and part time, while you work your day job. And eventually, as things grow for you, you may be able to replace your day job with the business you created for yourself. So, you're into entrepreneurship 100%, then that's great. So maybe what you need is just something a little bit more stable to make sure you have that consistent money coming in. And with entrepreneurship, until we get consistent money coming in, we don't have it. So get your money coming in consistently from maybe a 9 to 5 day job. You can get some benefits, health benefits, whatever you need with that, while you're still growing what you have. You're still growing your side hustle, as they say. And I don't know why, but I'm called to tell you to declutter your last message, and then we'll move on to Evie. I think was next. Um, but you'll feel better and more focused if you take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help other people who might need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. Or maybe you have to unclutter your email box, your email inbox. You might find some message in there that you never checked. But declutter is like essential and critical to your next step in terms of career and finances. I hope that helps, and I wish you much success in your journey. And if you're ever back, please let us know how it went. All right, JV is next. Let's see, go back up and see JV's question. What does JV want to know? Will JV get a job offer coming this week? Okay. Let's clear the energy in the cards for JV. So JV gets all the answers she's seeking without any other energies coming from any of the readings done before. Okay, JV. Will JV get a job offer coming in this week? Will JV get a job offer coming? I'm going to shuffle again. I didn't like that. Will JV get a job offer coming in this week? Will JV get a job offer coming in this week? From what I'm seeing here, the moon is upside down, which means that there was something, I should say something, sort of blocking this opportunity for you. Whatever this darkness or negative energy or negative force is that was blocking your opportunity, it has been now put upside down. I know the moon is rising into the full moon as we speak. I think within the next 8 days or 7 days, we should have a full moon. Now will be a great time to ask the universe for what you want, because prayers get stronger and stronger during this time. Let's say you lit a candle or did some candle work with your prayer, it'll get stronger and stronger during this time. So I would definitely say, with the moon card in reverse, to now's the time to like do your spiritual work so you can get what you want. And I'd also be careful, JV. Like maybe you're talking about things with people that are close to you, but they don't have your best interests at heart. So I'd be very careful with speaking on your plans. Because I just get an energy of like gossip and negativity when it comes to you. Not saying that you're dark, you're the dark one, but there's people around you that don't really want the best for you, is what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of darkness, but whatever it is, it's going to be put upside down. Oh, my mom does dark magic, and I reconnected with her, and ever since it has all been downhill. Yes, that's what, like, it's somebody close to you, but you can't trust them. They have a very deceptive energy, and I don't know if your mom's a water sign, maybe a Cancer or Scorpio, maybe Pisces, but I think I'm seeing more like Cancer or Scorpio, or maybe she has a rising or moon or some important planet in that aspect. But not good. Very sneaky behavior. It's always behind the back. It's always behind the back. I'm gonna give you something. Well, let me see what offers are coming. I'm gonna give you a recipe though. Do you read the Psalms, JV? Let me know. All right, so I'll give you something. Give me a second. I do see something with the Knight of Wands coming in. I do see something coming in quickly. I don't know if you're the Queen of Cups. Maybe you're a water sign too. I'm not sure, but I do see like something coming in. Maybe it's going to be like a childcare job or a home attendant or something where you take care of others. Something where you have to take care of something. It seems, or maybe you want to be like the person that takes care of the front desk at the office, or your Aquarius. Okay, but maybe you have a lot of water in your chart, but I do see a lot of water elements around you. I don't know if you're born close to the cusp of Pisces. That could also be it. But yeah, I do see a lot of water around you. And then you have the other zodiacs. I think it comes from India in the Vedic chart. I forgot what they call the other chart, but it's not the Western chart. So everyone's sign gets bumped up a bit. So maybe in that chart you might be Pisces. But it's nonprofit work. I see something where you're like doing charitable work and taking care of things or people. I do see that. Yeah, I do see something coming this week. Let's see if it's positive. Yes, it is. Ace of Swords is like, yes, it's gonna cut through all the shit. Like the divine justice is gonna cut through all of it. Even though it's nonprofit, it also seems to be connected to government. Even though the government is the one that approves all nonprofit, but it's nonprofit, but it's tied to some sort of like traditional system. Something related to government also. And yeah, I do see an offer being made to you. Now, don't say anything to your mom about it. Don't tell her how much you're making because I see here, if you take care of your money nicely, you will live like this privileged lady here. Very abundant, very independent, enjoying the fruits of your labor, so to speak, enjoying the fruits of your labor. But you just have to be careful to take care of yourself. This is your time. Take care of yourself. Hear what I'm telling you. Okay, she might have a sad story or this or that. You gotta take care. You gotta turn your ears off. Take care of yourself. But before you go, JV, or before I move on to the next person, I do want to give you, if you can buy this book, if anyone who reads the Psalms can buy this book, it's called The Psalm Workbook, and it's by Robert Leremy, and it looks like this. Because there is another Psalm workbook, it's dark blue, it's by Anna Riva. I personally don't like that book because it mixes in prayers with like dark magic. That for me is a no. But to each their own. But for me, I wouldn't buy that Psalms workbook. I would buy this one. And I'm going to help you out right now. I'm going to give you the Psalms you need. Oh, God is good. While I'm just opening to the table of contents, but by accident, I opened to Psalms 2, which says to conquer an enemy. So Psalms 2, to conquer an enemy. It says you can write the name of your enemy on a black candle and burn it while reading the psalm, which might be your mom. But I will tell you this: if you can find a gray candle, I would use that because black could protect and block certain things, but the gray is good because it would neutralize the energy. Remember, gray stands in between black and white. So instead of blocking and blocking and blocking, and maybe blocking ourselves in some way because we don't really know what they did, get the gray if you can, get a gray candle and neutralize the energy. Turn it into zero. Turn that into a zero. Even as you're praying and burning the candle, every time I pray and light a candle, I always sit in meditation and visualize things happening the way I want. If any energy is not for me, let it go back to where it came from, or let it just be transmuted and destroyed completely. Let's not send this energy back like a tennis match, back and forth. No, let's just get rid of it, transmute it down to zero, let it become nothing. I think that'll be good for you. And then there's one for jobs. I want you to read that this week, every day if you can. The Psalm 63 for professional or job problems. because you're trying to find. And to find a job, let me see which one is better. It gave me 4. And 4 might be a lot. We might do 111. If not that, we'll do 120. But let's see. This job you were looking for, was it like something you found online and you applied for? If that's the case, I would say do Psalms 120. Or maybe you can do both because they're really, really short. Do Psalms 120. That's if you found, you know what, do Psalms 120 because it also will help you find a job that you probably are looking for on your own. And then it also stops gossip about you, which your mom likes to do or whoever likes to do a lot behind your back. So Psalms 120 will be great. And if you can, Psalms 111. We do Psalms 111. And it says that to find a job that is something you'd like to do, a job that's gratifying, a job that feels rewarding, you can copy down from Psalms 111, verses 2, 3, and 4, and take that with you as you look for a job online or as you go in person or as you are thinking about what type of work you want to do. Just have that with you somewhere on your person, in your pocket. You want to stick it in your bra, whatever. Do that. So you have Psalm 63, Psalm 111. You write down from 111 verses 2, 3, and 4 and take it with you wherever you go. And then Psalms 120. That should do the job. Nothing stronger than prayer and meditation. Okay. Right, what do we have next? Oh, so you know the CEO. So yeah, definitely do both. The 120 will help you kind of just like push down your mom's energy. The Psalms 2 would be really good. And you know what you could do too, JV? Psalms 23 every day. The Psalms 23 every day, the blessings will always follow you. And if you have children, teach them. It's very easy to memorize. And let them read it every day too, or say it or recite it every day. The blessing will always follow them as well. I'm sorry about your mom. You know, sometimes in this life is something else. Ooh. I see I went to shuffle to read the next person, but I didn't close your reading out yet. And the strength came out upside down, but I caught it. I caught it sideways. And being that I caught it sideways, I'm going to turn it right side up. Do not let that woman deplete your strength. Do not let her deplete your resources. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Because this person, she wants to break you down. She wants to break you down. Don't let it happen. Maybe she's an abuser, you know, mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically. But it's done in a way like where you don't really see it up front. What a crafty person. Just be careful. Don't let her pull on your strength. Because I will see it affecting your health soon. And if you need any dental work or if there's any pain in your teeth or something to do with your dentistry, go get it looked at. But just know that a part of what's happening with your teeth is a part of what your mom is doing to you. You said she's also mentally ill. I'll share this with the collective. When people do dark magic, they become mentally ill. That's something. This is why, like, witches work in a coven. People who do dark, like when you pray and meditate and you believe in the light, you don't need a group of people with you to do that. But when you come collective in the power of prayer, it can move mountains, literally. When people do dark magic, they have to work in a group because those energies and those forces are too heavy. And what it does is, over time, they could be the top practicing black magician. It doesn't matter. Over time, it starts to separate their mind in pieces. They become fragmented mentally. Now imagine if someone already had a mental issue and then went into that pathway. This is how we see what we see in society sometimes, with people who are just completely mentally fragmented. I'm telling you, you might not see it up front, but it's always going to trace back to a spiritual problem, for sure. He said, I got a root canal not too long ago. Yep. Whatever happened in your dentistry was from what she was doing because she's pulling on your strength. You know what I mean? And then you're going to start finding other health issues. Don't let it happen. Take your power back. And if you got to go no contact for your own sake, go ahead. I mean, like, really, what are you missing out on? Having better health and a better life and less problems? So, yeah, I'm happy to help JV any way I can. Make sure you say those prayers, okay? And if you've been praying to God about this issue, just know that He heard you and He's answering you. You know, and I don't want to say I'm the answer, but He's sending you the solutions. He's sending you the answers. Like, He listened to you. You're not left out. Gotcha. I get that. But also what you can do in the meanwhile is, it might take a little work, but just play the game. Maybe you turn your lights off and make it look like no one's home. You know, if she's close to like walk by or drive by or whatever. You know, you have strong, what do you call it? You have strong mental or like psychic abilities. So if you put in your mind, let's say you put your mom behind a gate somewhere visually and say, don't come to me, and you do that maybe 3 or 4 times, like they say 3 days back to back, it will work for you. Another book I want you to get is The Power of the Ancient Deities. It's called PAD. It says PAD on it. The Power of the Ancient Deities. Let me see if I can write it in the chat for you. Because that book will work for you. I already see it. It won't work for everyone because these are very powerful celestial forces. And when I say celestial, I mean good beings. I know people know the term fallen angels, but in my faith, we don't believe in fallen angels. We believe that in the celestial kingdom, there's good and there's bad. And the reason why is because angels have to follow God's rule and God's orders. So they can't fall from God's grace. It's kind of impossible in my faith. So they're just negative, evil forces that have always existed, that are still there. But with the power of the ancient deities, you're unlocking the help and the support of, let's say, the grand masters of the angelic realms, the good, positive, celestial realms. But they don't choose to work with everybody. These angelic forces do not choose to work with everybody. And it's only if God grants the person to work with them, will God send them those angels the message that they can work with you. And they want to work with you. I getting chills about it. So see if you can find that book. If you can't find that book, email me. But look for it first. You got to go on a little quest. Look for it first. It shouldn't cost you any more than like $25, $30. But if you're running into issues, email me, okay? All right, JV, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I wish you so much love and light and success. And before you go to bed tonight, do a small meditation. Say your Psalms 23. Say your Psalms 1 or 2. Psalms 2 will, what was Psalms 2 again? Sorry, let me just get this right. Don't want to say the wrong thing. Psalms 2 will conquer an enemy, but Psalms 1 will weaken the strength of your enemy, which is what I saw with the moon in reverse. Psalms 1 will weaken the strength of an enemy, and it'll help you to avoid any harmful association. And if you have children, you can pray that for them too. Because when we have children in this world, we can't have them having harmful associations either. No good. But I wish you much success. I wish you much love and light. Say your prayers tonight. Imagine a white light around you that no one can break, that no one could crack. And just go to sleep with the angels. You go to sleep with the angels. Okay, let's see who's after JV. Oh wait, JV, I owed you an angel of abundance. Sorry, they stopped me. Oh girl, I don't know who you are, but you have a lot of respect in the angelic realms. You should look into that. You should look into that. Find out who your guardian angel is. I think there's ways online based on your birth date or whatever, and start to just talk to God and your angels like a daughter talking to their father, a daughter talking to the auntie that'll protect them from now until the end. Like, start to develop that relationship. Not saying you don't, but they'll show you more than I could ever share with you. All right, Angels of Abundance. What do you have for JV? Angels of Abundance. Oh, that just jumped out. Okay. It says to attract, not chase. Attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fear underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, by sending out gratitude, by sending out welcoming energy. And there's your answer to attract this job to you this week. I welcome my new job with gratitude. They're going to love having me. I'm going to do a great job. I'm going to make the money I need for my stability. I'm going to watch my money grow. Don't make whatever you worry about right now, turn it into light. Transmute it. You can do it. Turn it into light. Turn it into light. Oh my God, I hope I get a job this week. I have this bill due. That bill's going to get paid. This job is going to come through for me. Better opportunities exist for me. They want to have me there. You know, good luck to you. All right, let's see who's next. We had JV. We did Gabriella already. We did Kalili. I think Marikai. I had an encounter with a guy. Wait. All right, PJ, I see that you do have another question about Richard. I'm going to drop that to the end because I answered like a lot of questions for you. And in fairness, let's get other people in who had not had one question answered. So if you're still here, PJ, I will get to your question at the end. Marakaye, I had an encounter with a guy yesterday. We just met, and he confided in me and then tried to kiss me after. Why did that happen? Let's see why that happened. Let's take a look. Something is telling me to use my Kipper-ish Oracle deck. This is from another tarot reader on YouTube, Intuitive Kev. I love his readings, and I love that he created, this is so funny, his own deck. And as I open the deck, it's a picture of him with his own card at the front. And that tells me, Marakaye, that you know the answer. You're a very intuitive person yourself. You are a very intuitive person yourself, as indicated by the Intuitive Deck Kev card. And this is exactly what he looks like if you ever want to check out his channel. This is you. You are a starseed. You are a starseed. You come from a different time. Well, you come from a different time, space, and star system, incarnated into this world, into this reality. You know how to manifest things. You know about the power of prayer, visualization, and meditation. You know how to attract things into your reality. And no, Lisa, you did not miss your turn. You're still upcoming. We're on Marakaye, who was next. And you're a big sweetheart. This was probably why that happened to you. You're a big sweetheart. With all of that, I can see why this guy went gaga. Here's a love offer from yesterday. Giving you a cup full of love. A cup full of love. Yeah, he's very much interested. Very much interested. But you asked this question because something doesn't feel right to you. Blocked. No access. You know, and this block is probably not coming from you, but probably coming from your higher self, which is still you, God and the angels, and your ancestors that watch over and protect you and guide you. For some reason, something is off about that person, and it's not granting them the full access. In addition to the fact that y'all just met. But he's seen such this beautiful, angelic, he's seen this beautiful earth angel and fell in love already. Giving you a cup full of love, Marakaye. I don't know if you're still here, Marakaye, but that cup full of love is definitely coming to you or in your hands. What did I just say? The cards are confirming. This person is being blocked from you because there's something not right in their energy. Maybe they're a nice person. Maybe they're a nice person, but something is not right in their energy, and your ancestors, your spirit team, they're blocking this out. The main reason why they're blocking this out is because you are a healer. You are a healer. And you're going to attract good and bad. Mostly a lot of us, girl, I done said the whole thing about you. You don't have to watch, go replay it. But just stay here for now. And then when we end the stream, you can go back. Or when I move on to the next person, you can go back and listen to what I said. But you are a healer, which is why this happened. You know, and I think what you're going to find, Marikaye, or Americae, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. What you're going to find is that you're going to have this happen to you a lot. Whether it's in love relationships or friendships, or maybe you're just out and someone just starts emotionally dumping on you, you are a healer. And you're going to find that you attract people who have no problems with opening up to you because they sense your healing frequency. With that, I will also say be very careful of who you attract. Like I said, that person is offering you a cup full of love. He's very much interested. You've seen the sweet angel with all this blessing and good energy. And I was saying in the beginning, a little recap, that you are very intuitive and you are a starseed. You come from a different part of time and space, and maybe even a different star system, solar system, or galaxy. But you're not of this world, but you're incarnated into this world. So people do know that about you because they sense and see that on your frequency. But he's being denied access because it's not your job to heal this person. They may be more trouble than you think. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but it's not your job to fix these people. Like your healing job, what you're here to heal and do, is going to come to you naturally. But you're going to attract a lot of, it's like a moth to a flame. You're going to attract a lot of gnats and bugs because they see your light, they see your healing frequency. So this is telling you why that happened. I also have a caution for you. Be very careful with your hands. It seems like your hands have a lot of power, so be careful with your hands. And maybe you don't like people touching your hands, but now you know why. You might not know why. Like, oh, maybe it's germs or COVID or whatever. You may not like people touching your hands, but this is why. Your hands are very gifted. They're very healing. If you ever wanted to do something like Reiki or shamanic work, your results will be through the roof because you do have that healing energy in your hands. And I would say, don't let people touch your hands, especially people that want to hold on to your hands. Don't sleep. People see your energy. They see your frequency. They know what you're working with. So don't sleep on that. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. If you want to heal people, maybe you could one day say a prayer, put your hands out like how this person has it in the card, and send love and light to the world. There you go. You did your part. You did your part. Next card, ancestors. Can't make this up. Watch the replay. Specifically on your part. I said it. Your ancestral team is not playing about you. This gift was something that you were chosen for. You were selected for, because I don't know much about you, Mary Kay, but I do see siblings, whether you know you have them or not. You'd be surprised. People may not even know they have siblings, but they do. Whether you know you have your siblings or not, I do see them. You were selected to have this gift because of who you are in terms of your nature and the fact that you don't abuse or take advantage of things. So you were selected to have this gift that has always existed across time in your family. You've always been a healer or someone with a healing thing in your family. And you were the person that were chosen for this. So they're going to protect you at all costs, which is why this energy is being blocked from you. Might be a nice person, but you ain't got time for that. So I hope that answers your question, Mary Kay. I hope that answers your question. Also be careful, because I do see someone wants to rob you of your innocence. I don't really know in which way, but the thief came upside down, so they're not going to be able to do it because you're well protected. But be careful who you let around you. Maybe it's someone that wants to rob you of your time and energy by getting you pregnant because a child is here. But it also could be robbing you of your innocence, making you go through life's difficulties and stress and problems that you don't even have in your own day to day, dragging you through the mud of life because they are shitty. You know, they want to, you lay with dogs, you catch fleas, right? If you lay with dogs, you catch fleas. So just be careful for that. Oh no, PJ, you're fine. I just want to make sure we get in other people who have been waiting, you know, patiently. So that's it. That's all I have for you, Mary Kay. Um, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Probably gave you way more information than you expected. But now we're going to move on to the next person, which I believe is Lisa. So just give me a second, Lisa, just to scroll back up to your question. Oops. Okay. Scroll back up to this question. Um, Lisa, I don't see your question for some reason. Oh, I see it. I see it. What's coming towards me in love June? In June? I guess is what you're saying. What is coming towards you in love in June? Okay. We'll use the tarot. And I think I'm going to pull some tea leaves for you. Or maybe the angel answers. I'll decide as the energy goes along. All right, Lisa. This question is for Lisa. What is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? What is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? What is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? What is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? What is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? Last but not least, what is coming towards Lisa in love in the month of June? All right, let's see. I see there's been some difficulties. I think it's probably been like your own mental energy. Maybe you've been like overthinking a lot, and it looks like maybe overthinking or carrying some burdens about love and relationships that you are letting go of, and even a mindset or a level of indecisiveness. Maybe you wanted to be alone at some point, but now you're open to love again. But whatever it is, your mental state is changing. So that's great because we can't attract what we want until we sometimes sort things out. I do see here that you're looking for something a bit more traditional. Maybe you want someone who shares your religious faith or someone who wants to get married. Maybe you're looking for marriage. Is what I see here with the Hierophant. See, I told you you knew the answer. You're very intuitive, incredibly intuitive. Okay. I do hope you all come back again. That'll be nice. And if you've enjoyed this live reading, please like and subscribe so we can keep pushing our content out. So this community, collective, and content can keep getting pushed out there to people to be able to find it. Justice, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the romance angels for you. But right now it says, right now there is a sense of justice. Everything has, excuse me, everything is being balanced out for you. And like the divine justice, you're going to get married. That is for sure. I do see marriage in your cards in the future. But right now, the divine justice is creating the pathway for that to happen for you. So to answer your question in short, in June, no. Yes and no. No in the sense like you're not going to meet someone to fall in love and get married in June. But what's going to happen for you in June, and this is why we have to be careful of what we ask the universe. When you said in love, you're going to fall more in love with yourself. You're going to be more nurturing and more taking care of yourself. And I do see with you There's going to be like an appearance upgrade. So you're going to upgrade your appearance. I don't know if it's hair or makeup or the clothes you wear, but I do see a leveling up in appearance for you. And this is like everything that's getting you prepared. Like the foundation for you is getting prepared to attract the partner that you want. So is love and long lasting love coming to you? Absolutely. Absolutely. Between the divine justice and the Hierophant, that's like the legal contract of marriage within a love question. So yes, it is coming to you, but um, the Queen of Pentacles and the Pentacles is the slowest moving cards in the deck, but the most long lasting, the most reliable. It's going to take a little time for you to find your Prince Charming. But in the meanwhile, like us, and if you haven't started to upgrade your appearance, maybe I don't need to get married. Well, maybe you will. Because I do see a lot of tradition here. Maybe if it's not you, maybe the person that you're going to meet values tradition. You know, relationship is two people. It's not always about what you want, you know, but it is your life. And you are the master of your destiny. If you don't want marriage at all, you can definitely cancel that out of your life. So you may not need to get married, but I do see it there for you. You're going to meet someone who's going to want to, hello, put a ring on it. You see the ring? You're going to meet someone who's going to want to put a ring on it. So I don't see the problem with that. You know, I don't see the problem with that. But like I said, you're still working through that mindset of what you just said. I don't need to get married and whatever. You're still working through that mindset, shifting it. But it is being shifted. And it's going to be a permanent shift. But I do see like loving on yourself right now. I do see an upgraded appearance, if it's hair, if it's makeup, maybe wearing different colors, nails, painting your. I don't know what it is for you or what you will allow to do within a cultural or religious context, but I do see like an upgrade of appearance, and that is going to attract a stable partner for you. Like once, like you loving on yourself, you being in that girl energy, is going to be like, oh yeah, that's the kind of woman I'm looking for. She's wifey material because you are wifey material. You know, you don't need to get married, but the card said that you're wifey material, so you're going to meet someone who's going to want to put a ring on it. Sorry. But for June, I don't see that happening in June because this is something that's going to unfold over time. But maybe your biggest like next step in love will be in June. It's like a yes and no, and that's your self-love thing. And I do see something in appearance that's upgrading for you, even if you have the most immaculate appearance. Because I do see a lot of Venusian energy. Venusian energy is the planet of beauty and love, and beauty and love goes together in your world. Not in everyone else's world, but in your world, they go together. So you may have Libra energy, Libra placements, or Taurus energy, Taurus placements, or maybe even Leo. I'm getting Leo for some reason. Or Earth sign or air sign. But yeah, definitely take that advice. And then I got the Two of Swords. Let me pick that up. Yeah. Look. The Two of Swords fell face down. So when you meet that person and they're willing to put a ring on it, there's not going to be a hesitation. You're going to know that that is your person. There's going to be no ambivalence or confusion. Oh, I'm not sure if I want to get married. All that's going to go out the window because you're going to know that it's right for you. You're Libra, see? You see? And Libras love looking good. They like to look good and have fun. Libras like to look good and have fun. But I do see like even if you do look like you like, well, I'm already top tier, I'm already that girl, it's gonna be that girl 2.0. And because you're gonna marry someone traditional, don't be surprised if like you become like the housewife or like he wants to take care of you financially. You know, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I'm not saying he's gonna be a millionaire, but I'm just saying like that's traditional. All right, let's see what the romance angels have for Lisa. I told you I got a lot of Venusian energy. You know, skincare. I don't know why they're showing me this. Like really well moisturized, shiny looking skin that looks radiant. Like when you walk in a room, you stop energy. You know, I think you already had that about you, but it's gonna go 2.0. It's gonna be even better. And that's the kind of love relationship that's coming soon for you. Maybe something in terms of skincare or treatment, something you're gonna do, and it's just gonna be like When you walk into the room, people are gonna bow down to you. I love it for you. All right, let's see. All right, what do the romance angels have? Any message from the romance angels for Lisa? Any message from the romance angels to Lisa? Are there any messages from the romance angels to Lisa? Something slid out here. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. It's okay to want love, even if it hasn't been what you expected in the past. It's okay to want what your heart desires. They want you to know that. Any other messages from, oh, this came out. Retreat. It is time to disconnect from the world. Retreat. Yeah, more of that taking care of you energy. But what I also see in the card is the woman with her husband. Maybe you want to marry someone a little older than you. But look, it's okay. If the love is real, and look, if the love is real and the money is there, I don't see a problem. But look like you want to marry someone a little older than you. Wow, I do see wedding though. I don't know if you see that, Lisa. I do see wedding. But that's still to come. But for now, disconnect from the world. Take care of yourself. All right, any other messages from the romance angels? Oh, there's two jumped out. Okay, let's see. Okay, it says to flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. But as you're living this like flirtatious energy, don't be too carefree. Pay attention to the red flags. You see a red flag, cancel that person. You have funny energy, you know, you're supposed to meet up and something weird happened, the excuse is not making sense, or the callbacks are not making sense. Instead of calling you back, they're texting you all the time, like they can't speak. Maybe they're around someone. Cancel all of that. Okay, because you are very intuitive. You know when some shit is foul. So trust your instincts. Don't even waste a second on it. Next. Okay. Last but not least. Oh, shucks. Okay. A lot exploded here. But I'll take the ones that are face up. The ones that are face down, I won't take right now. It says very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And it could even be in a letter to your angels or to God Himself, or maybe something you pray for, and you can write it down as like your this is what I'm praying for. Dear God, please help me. You want a stable person, someone stable financially, emotionally, someone really into you, dedicated to you, traditional values, marriage. Nothing wrong with asking, but they're saying decide what you want now. So, like what you said in the comment, and what the card showed with the Ten of Wands and the Two of Swords in reverse, you got to get rid of that ambivalent mindset. Like, I don't need marriage. Go after what you want because the universe will give you just that. But if you're not sure and if you're not clear, it's going to be hard for them to know what to give to you. Let's see what else fell that's face up that I will take for your reading. I don't know why I'm hearing this song for you. And I don't hear songs, but yesterday someone asked me for one. And I was like, I never really channeled music before, but let me try. And I actually did channel the correct song for them. The song in my head right now for you is Soft Girl Era by Ari Lennox. I don't know you know who she is, but the song Soft Girl Era by Ari Lennox is I'm gonna write it in the chat for you. That's like the vibe, the soft girl era. And when they see you living in your soft girl era, you being that girl, you loving yourself, you coming through that ultra moisturized skin, it's gonna be amazing. Hi Bjork. We are actually closed for questions, but I will go live again, I believe, on Thursday. But if the time zone is an issue for you, you can find my email. You can email me your question. I would say maybe you can even put it in this chat, but I'm afraid I might not remember it, or I might not remember to go back to this chat. But if the time zone is an issue for you, usually on Thursdays I go live like around 8:45, so you might still be able to catch me 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. Bjork. So we are closed right now, but I can get your question on Thursday. But if for some reason you feel like you might not be able to join the live, just let me know your question, and I can try to answer it for you, and you can just watch the replay. Okay, so that's the song that is playing over and over in my mind when it comes to you, Lisa. Okay, so what it says here, Lisa, the card I took says trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Again, I do see marriage, like wedding, husband and wife, trust. And it has a little Cupid in the back. The angelic realms are working for you, not against you. Have faith. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Remember, I said it might be someone older, but I'm not God. Only God knows who he has in store for you. But keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. But remember, you also have to work on deciding soon what you want, because the way I see it in my mind is like this is going to land at any minute when you least expect it. When you least expect it, it's going to land. So you have to be ready. It's the angels of romance want you to know that you deserve love. You are lovable and you deserve love. All right, Bjork, we'll catch each other in the next one. And free yourself. But I think this is more like a mental escape, like a mental freedom. Free yourself. It is time to take back control of your life. Just because things haven't gone the way you've anticipated, don't mean that they cannot. And I kind of mentioned that, and you can watch this also in the replay. You're very intuitive. You know when someone's playing around. And Libras are highly intellectual. It's a sword sign. It's an air sign. The Libra is a queen of swords. You don't let people play on your intelligence, or as they say in slang, you don't let people play on your top. You don't let people play in your face. So don't allow it. Don't allow it. And by not allowing it, you free yourself and you free your energy to keep in order the way you want things and people to be around you. And that brings me to the end of your reading, Lisa. I hope it helps. I hope you liked your reading. I hope everyone here has liked their reading. And until next time, I will catch you all later.